We have 2 full moons in the month of May. So the first full moon is the full moon tomorrow in the sign of Scorpio, the 1st of May. And then we have the second one, which is the blue moon. It's in the sign of Sagittarius on the 31st of May. I'm going to look at the aspects that both these full moons are creating. Let's start with the first one, which is the 1st of May. There is a blind side to Saturn in Aries and Venus in Gemini. What that means for us, very simply, is that with the full moon in Scorpio, it's peregrine and it's at its fall. So it doesn't enjoy being in that sign. Thanks to the peacocks, they are greeting everyone. It is also, we also have a 90-degree aspect, which is a square with Juno. So this is how we relate to others. So there are feelings of rejection and feelings of defensiveness, and not being able to express ourselves, of course, makes it really difficult. And with the full moon, it's always about completions. It's always about highlighting certain areas in our chart. So if you know where your Scorpio house is and the degrees that it's going to be traveling through as it goes through it in the month, you'll know that this is what it's highlighting. So for example, if your Scorpio house is your second house, it's about your self-esteem, and it's about your money, and it's about your stuff. So you also might find it a bit difficult to relate to others because of that Juno square. Remember that the full moons are always lighting things up so that we can become aware and then obviously do something different. We have a lovely new moon on the 16th of May, and that's in the sign of Taurus, which is where the moon loves to be. So I would say take advantage of that new moon, because remember, the new moon is where we really start to plant the seeds for new beginnings. Full moons and new moons always have quite a intense energy about 4 days before and after the actual full moon or the new moon. So as we move out of this full moon and we're looking at around, let's say, the 5th of May, it is the time where you can start thinking about and strategizing what is it that you want to practice that's new, or to actually be doing something new. And then we have our second full moon, which is on the 31st of May, and that's in the sign of Sagittarius. It's the blue moon. It blindsides Mars in the sign of Taurus. So a nice way of describing this is angry eating. It could also be just a lot of angry feelings, because it's that blind side with the full moon in Sag. So and Sag is, Sagittarius, there's no boundaries there. It just goes on and on and on. It's very flexible. We need to be really cautious about how we are expressing ourselves, because of that Mars and that Mars being very angry. We need to find ways to tone it down so that how we express ourselves is more about how we want to take action going forward, and less about the anger. Remember, angry emotions are always the result of where we feel most powerless. So perhaps look at where it is that you are feeling powerless, and then deal with it from that point. Remember, it's always better to know your chart, know what your Sagittarius house is, know what your Taurus house is, and you know that these are the things, or these are the areas of your life that are being affected the most. And the best way to describe it is tactless expression, like not thinking before you're speaking. There is an opportunity, though, with Juno, who's making a sextile in this. So Juno's in Aquarius making a sextile to that full moon. So there is an opportunity to repair. If we have an awareness of what it is that has brought up all these feelings of powerless, which is making us feel angry, we have an awareness to that, there is also this massive opportunity. So rather shift your perception into how can I repair a situation, a relationship, anything that the first full moon in the 1st of May has brought up for me. And then finally, we have the full moon that trines both Pallas Athene and Saturn. So we might even experience the inner warrior where Pallas Athene now breaks out of her mold, and we use the strength of that to either break down the structures that are no longer working for us or to rebuild new structures. Thank you for watching All Things Moons and All Things Moons and Stars. I wish you a wonderful month of May. Do take care, appreciate more, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.